I've got a lectern, which just means I'm talking shit and trying to make it sound important. No, it is. We really do live in dangerous times. What happened in Britain this past week has been described as one of the most calamitous events in recent history. And fair enough, being beaten by Iceland in the soccer fucking hell. Oh shit, this lectern. Anyway, look, no budget. But of course, Britain has left the EU, and who knows where that is going to go. But mark my words, people, there will be a baby born in Britain this week, and he or she will be called Brexit. Pauline Hanson has been tipped to win a seat in the Senate. Are we really that stupid? Have we forgotten Pauline's video? Do you remember it? Pauline made a video in case she was assassinated. Why? And in it, she said, "Fellow Australians, if you are seeing me, it means I have been murdered. Do not let my passing distract you for a moment." Oh, Pauline, trust me, we won't. The plebiscite, good idea? Absolutely not. And here is why. Earlier this year, I went to the, for the first time ever, the Big Bash cricket. Anyone else go? Yes, you did. What's your name? Yes. What is it? Bron. Did you enjoy it, Bron? This is the thing. I loved it, Bron. Did you love it? I loved it. It was incredible. How many of us went? Just give a yell. Yes, it was fantastic. You know, we got free stuff, didn't we, Bron? Did you get your big KFC bucket? There was nothing in it, but who cared? It was free, wasn't it? It was great. And then in the beautiful MCG and the cricket's happening and the big screens, remember, Bron, the big screens? And there was the announcement, everybody put your bucket on your head, and oh, we did, didn't we, Bron? And then the music started, everybody dance now, and we did, didn't we? We all got up and we are dancing, buckets on our head, loving it. And it was at that moment I finally understood Nazi Germany. Our nation has become mindless. It must have. How else could Medicare be the hottest topic of an election? For God's sake, Medicare. Bill said Malcolm's lying. Malcolm said Bill's lying. Admittedly, Lee Sales did pep things up when she challenged Bill to, and I quote, "put your hand on your heart and look Australians in the eye." And Bill could not do it. And I understand that. Have you ever tried to look 24 million people in the eye? Oh, and the CFA and the United Firefighters Union. Can anyone remember what they're arguing about? Hasn't it? It's gone on and on and on and on. At one point I thought, oh, for fuck's sake, let's all drink the Kool-Aid and put ourselves out of our misery. You know, and just look on that, if we could just keep what I just said about the CFA and the United Firefighters Union just between us. Because call me unadventurous, but I'm not real keen on death threats. Jackie Lambie, gosh, she's entertaining. I think she's got real entertainment value. I don't know how many of you caught her being interviewed on Lateline. And when she was asked about feminism, she said, and I'm quoting her, "Oh, I hate that word. You know, I don't care what sort of package you've got between your legs. I always like to come first. Jackie, it's Lateline, not your dating site. But you know, she meant she wanted to win, and you know what? Anyway, I don't. And Julie Bishop, she as foreign minister set up a little DFAT agency. You've heard of that, the Innovation Exchange, which she said, and I quote, this is how she described it. She described it as a gorgeous little funky, hipster, googly, Facebooky type place. So what, DFAT's operating out of Lentil as anything in Thornbury now? Fuck's sake. And of course, earlier this year, the coalition cut $1.2 billion from aged care. And really, why wouldn't they? I mean, they're all going to die soon anyway. I'm particularly, of course, relating to aged care policies in a way I never have before. I care for obvious reasons. I had a very significant birthday recently and I said no presents. Oh, but would the Australian government listen? No. No, they sent me the poo kit and good on them. Bron, you don't know what I'm talking about, do you? You've no idea. Well, I'll explain it to you. You see, what happens when you reach a certain age is the government sends you a jar and you poo in it and then you send it back to them. Which God knows is what I often feel like doing. But the thing is, of course, it's a bowel testing kit. It saves lives. And look, I meant to bring the jar, obviously not with a sample in it, but okay. But I actually left it at home. But I'll describe it to you. The jar the government sent you, it's like a test tube situation. Is it only me? I was horrified. I thought, am I the only person in Australia whose poo has a wider diameter than a string of spaghetti? But look, the good news is that no matter who gets in, I've done my research, no matter who gets in, the poo kit testing thing will remain, except apparently the Greens are getting rid of the jar and getting you to shit into your recycled egg carton. The arts, can we just talk arts funding cuts for a minute? Because that is so, I mean, I've been cynical for a long time. Being an artist, I myself was cynical about all the money being spent on arts. And I am here to tell you, at this age, I'm telling you, they are what give our society a heartbeat and a pulse and a vibrancy and a uniqueness. You know, I was at the NGV just last week. I had a ball. I don't even know anything about art. Well, when I say I don't know anything, I've got a Kendo and Duna cover. But enough bragging. And do you know, in 1981, I was a member of the Albury Wodonga Clown Ensemble. And I must tell you, this was a professional company. That's right, Albury Wodonga had its own clown ensemble. It was my full-time job, and get this, it was fully government funded. I know. Imagine what Andrew Bolt would do with a story like that these days. The thing is, not only did I be trained to be a comedian there, which dubious, but I met the love of my life there, John. It's right, we were both clowns. You could say it was love at first, honk, honk. And for those of you who do not think the arts have impact on normal, everyday, non-showbiz people, before I did clowning, I was a school teacher, secondary school teacher. taught drama. In Witchy Proof, a small wheat farming town. And yes, I did find it hard to make drama relevant to kids who are going to grow up and become wheat farmers. But only recently I saw some of my students who are now in their 40s, 50s, and they reassured me that my drama classes had really helped them. They said now, as they sit on their tractors, driving around the wheat paddock, they really understand how it feels to be a tiny, tiny seed of wheat and slowly grow. In conclusion, what I wanted to talk about, and thankfully other people have done so successfully, was offshore detention and climate change. I read a lot about it. I even bought the monthly. Didn't read it, just bought it. But at the end of the day, I was so despairing of what our two major parties are doing with those policies, their complete lack of guts, courage, and any sort of compassion. And so, yeah, I didn't have any jokes, and that's... No, I trained with the Albury Wodonga Clown Ensemble. I know that I cannot end a gig without a joke. So in doing this reading, I did come across one little tiny bit, little passing thing, and I thought it was a terrific, positive, uplifting note to leave us on tonight, no matter what happens Saturday, that having one glass of red wine a day helps prevent cancer, blood clots and heart attacks. Isn't that fantastic news? Because if one glass does that... Thank you very much. Good luck Saturday.
Visit wheelercentre.com for the best in books, writing and ideas from Melbourne, Australia and the world.